Why did the father name his son Carson? Because his mother gave birth in the car. Carson. Okay, thank you, Wait a What, for that joke. Keep sending those jokes in and put them in the comments. I do write them down every time that you guys send me one. And like I said, I'm working through them, combing through these. But I mean, that was funny. That was cheesy and funny, and that's exactly what we need to start the show. So let's get to it. Hey guys, it's Isaac, Cereal, and I'm here with another episode of TikTok. And I am so sorry that it's a day late. Some crazy things happened yesterday that left me with no time to film at all. There was no time for me to film and get everything done and ready for a video. So I'm so sorry that today's video is a day late, but still trying to get one to you. We've got interesting things to cover today, but number one, I'm cold. It's cold here. And number two, the channel's continuously growing. We are not too far away at all from our 2,000 mark, so just keep sharing. And, you know, I really appreciate the continued support that I've been getting from you guys. Cereal, fire, cereal. And I just want you to know that there's so, like, you know, I'm working extremely hard to make things come to light, and, you know, especially once we hit that 2,000 subscriber mark, you know, so I'm extremely excited for this. And if you aren't already subscribed, subscribe and turn the darn bell on. And give this video a thumbs up and share it while you're at it, because the more the merrier. But let's just jump right in. You know, we've got some news stories that are, you know, extremely just some of them bother me a little bit, and we'll get to them. So of course, everybody's at this point heard of the Empire star Jussie Smollett, you know, got attacked in Chicago by two men, and they were wearing ski masks and cereal, fire, cereal, and they threw an unknown substance on him and tied a noose around his neck and made homophobic and racial slurs. Now, Jussie was leaving a fast food restaurant in Chicago and got attacked for being gay, amongst other things. Now it's 2019, and we're still, you know, in this state of mind. I'm sorry. Like I said, you know, I know that we are unfortunately always going to have, you know, turmoil. There's never going to be full acceptance, but that's what I'm about. That's one of my biggest things about my channel, and one of the things that I'd like to see my channel grow into is just complete acceptance. You know, acceptance of anything and everything. And that's one of the biggest. Cereal, fire, cereal, fire, cereal. That's one of the biggest things that I'm about, is acceptance, and, you know, realizing, you know, even if it's not something that you agree with, it's something that somebody, you know, is about. It's something that they hold true to themselves. So you have to accept the fact, that we are different. Everybody is different. We're human species. None of us are the same. If we were all the same, it would be stupid, pointless. But he did fight off the attackers and was able to, get to a hospital and, admit himself to the hospital. And he was later released Tuesday morning with, in good health. The chemical that they threw on him was bleach. And cereal, fire. You're fire. Whew. And so they threw bleach on him and tied a noose around his neck while saying racial and homophobic slurs, because that's where we're at in 2019. That's just where we're at. That's not okay. When I heard about this story, I was very shocked and hurt because, it doesn't, there's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for it, especially in today's day and age. We have to learn acceptance. It's something that we have to know at this point. But, he's fine. Police did release two persons of interest. They released a photo, and I'll see if I can post that. And they, so they released two persons of interest, and, there's not too much to the photo, but it's still something, so that people don't get away scot-free with this. But, moving on to something different, I can go on for days about that. So scientists are releasing a new pufferfish pill, and it's very interesting because of the things that it can do and the things that it can monitor. So this pufferfish pill, cereal, fire, was cereal was released, and it was based on the way that a pufferfish blows up. So this pill, person swallows it and it expands in their stomach. And this is to monitor tumors and ulcers and see, how far along things are, how quickly things are progressing. And I think this is a really cool, a little weird. I'm not sure how I'd feel about that. But I think that it's a really cool step in as far as the medical, into the medical direction we're going. Because, we've got so much technology, and even more now. Heck, talked back about the genetically modified chickens that are producing cancer drugs in their eggs. Cereal, fire. And so they're, we're getting so much more technology and so many different ways of doing things. I think it's interesting. Now this it can stay there and, monitoring these ulcers and tumors, ideally, I think, it's been tested in pigs. It has not been tested in humans yet, but it can be shrunk back down and removed using a calcium drink. The patient drinks a calcium drink. It shrinks back down. It's made up of two different materials. One is a protective layer. But it is, it can shrink and expand, and it can move around so that the person's not uncomfortable. But it does send, it does monitor these things so that we can maybe catch things earlier, understand more about what's going on. A serial fire, 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 explosions, fire, explosions. And it helps, it helps them understand how far along something is and where we're at with things. So like I said, just new technology, new things happening, it's amazing where we're getting with this. But, so if you know of any, different technology that we're getting in, or things that are starting to come out, or you guys hear about some, especially different medical technology, because I think that's it's so cool how they make it work. It's a little weird, but it's so cool how they find these things and make them work. Put things in the comments below, because I'd like to know about different technologies that are coming out. It doesn't have to necessarily be medical, but just let me know some different technologies that you've heard of that are coming out. I think that it'd be interesting to know about. But moving on to a California teacher. A California teacher has been arrested and fined $100,000, or not fined, but bond set to $100,000. Cereal, fire, you're going to explode in there. Fire, fire, cereal. So a teacher has been arrested and charged with child endangerment after forcing kids to, she was cutting kids' hair forcibly while, I'm not going to say singing, because the video that I watched, she was screaming the national anthem. So she sat a kid down and started cutting parts of his hair off. And she asked, "Who's next?" And nobody obviously was going to go to her. So she started chasing kids around the classroom until they started running out of the classroom. With a pair of scissors, screaming the national anthem. Now, I understand that a lot of things can get blown out of proportion, but this is one of those things that's just kind of, cereal, fire, fire, fire. It's one of those things that you kind of just, you see it and you don't want to believe it, but it's happening. So, what choices do you have, really? I didn't believe it when I read the title, but I want to know what subject they were on, how they got on this, what pushed this teacher over the edge. I've seen a lot of news stories lately about teachers, doing this or doing that or doing this, and I have a couple friends that are teachers, and I'd never ever, they're good teachers, so maybe that's why, but I'd never envisioned them doing anything like of any of these sorts, of anything that I've seen on the news about these, what's going on. It's just, cereal, fire. It just never ceases to amaze me. We've always got stupid people, and again, that's what we talk about here on TikTok, is stupid people. But I would just want to know where they were at in their studies, or what was going on for them to, have this happen. But, so lastly, back to Chicago, where it's extremely cold. Today we had temperatures to between negative 13 and negative 20, and that was before the wind chill. With the wind chill, we had negative 50. It's freezing up here. So Chicago is setting the train tracks on fire, and I didn't even know this was the thing, so I thought I'd share this with you because I thought it was kind of cool. They're setting train tracks on fire, and you know, train tracks run everywhere, and especially up in the cities and, you know, everything like that. But they are lining rope with kerosene and lining the tracks and setting them on fire so they can do maintenance to them, because once it gets down to about -13, that's when the tracks start to fracture, which I didn't know. These tracks start to fracture and the bolts start to come out, which I thought was cereal, fire, 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 explosions, explosions, cereal, fire, explosions, fire, which I thought was very interesting. And yes, they are setting it on fire. So, but you know, I didn't know that, you know, because so that way they set it on fire. They do necessary maintenance to it. You know, putting the bolts back, trying to correct the fractures. But it's so cold that even steel is saying no. So I'm just saying, I don't understand what's going on with this Arctic blast that's happening to us, but we are in the Arctic Circle. It feels like we're in the Arctic Circle right now. It is so frigid up here. But you know, it's where we live. It's you know, we could move somewhere else, but it's where I live. It's where we live. This is not the winter that anybody here expected, so, you know, that's saying a lot considering it's always cold in the wintertime here. So, but that's all for today. I just thought that I found some pretty interesting stories there. I really wanted to touch on the attack in Chicago on the Empire Star, Jussie. Because that's important to me, you know, that's near and dear, because you don't mess with people like that. It's just not right. But, you guys, don't stop being you, you know, just be yourself, stay positive, and don't worry about what anybody else thinks. But, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget, if you're not subscribed, subscribe and turn the bell on, because then you get to know next time it's time for TikTok. Cereal, fire. And you know, I will be posting another video tomorrow so I can keep on our schedule. But thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time.